This program is designed to provide general information with regards to the subject matters covered. This information is given with the understanding that neither the hosts, guests, sponsors, or station are engaged in rendering any specific and personal, medical, financial, legal, counseling, professional service, or any advice. You should seek the services of competent professionals before applying or trying any suggested ideas.
Books, PD products, science, fashion, and glam talk. From Bollywood to Hollywood, it's Meet and Greet with Dr.Afshan Hashmi. Every Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on K4HD Radio and Talk4 TV. And here's your host, international speaker, educator, award-winning entrepreneur, and best-selling author, Dr. Afshan Hashmi.
Hello everyone, this is Dr. Afshan Hashmi live from the Ohio studio of W4WN Radio and Talk4 TV. And friends, I just wanted to tell you that this show is syndicated worldwide to 300 million listeners. So if you give me sponsorship, just think how your product will be promoted in a grand way. And I wanted to remind you that these are my two books. Please go and buy these two books and give me an honest review, because through the sale of these books I finance these shows, and it takes lot of energy and money to produce these kind of shows. And now I will ask Roxy, my sound engineer, to please play the sponsorship movie. Hello everyone, this is Dr. Afshan Hashmi live from a barn country club in Virginia, and I just wanted to say that my K4HD radio and Talk4 TV show called Meet and Greet with Dr. Afshan Hashmi is syndicated worldwide and has more than 300 million listeners. And if you want these shows to continue, please give a sponsorship, and I request to please give a sponsorship because these shows require a lot of energy and money to produce. So I would request everyone to give me sponsorship, and your product will be promoted in a very reasonable price, and you can contact me at afshan@drafshanhashmi.com. Cheers and bye bye. So, friends, if you give me sponsorship, I will give you a very, very reasonable rate. And as I said earlier, your product will be syndicated worldwide, because this show is syndicated worldwide to 300 million listeners. And I just wanted to remind you that please go and buy these two books and give me an honest review. And these two books were Amazon bestsellers. And now comes the time to review the book of today, which is this one here. Just see the beautiful cover of this book. And it says Love, Lashes, and Lipstick, My Secrets for a Gorgeous Happy Life by Mally Roncal. And I will read about the book and author first. From A-list celebrity makeup artist and Mally Beauty founder Mally Roncal comes an inspirational guide to living a gorgeous life inside and out, with step-by-step beauty lessons and personal stories about how inner strength, a positive outlook, and plenty of mascara can empower and uplift women at every age. Celebrity makeup artist Mally Roncal has a message she wants to share with the whole world. What makes you different makes you beautiful. It's the mantra that inspires her work with A-list clients who include Jennifer Lopez, Mariah Carey, Beyonce, Angelina Jolie, Taylor Swift, Mary J. Blige, and Kelly Osbourne, and every single bulletproof item in her Mally Beauty Cosmetics line. With her warm, generous spirit, infectious energy, and deeply rooted belief that with the positive outlook and a couple of genius makeup tricks, every woman can be gorgeous inside and out. Mally has created a legend of fans, Akka Mallinistas, who faithfully tune in whenever she appears on QVC and follow her on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. In Love, Lashes, and Lipstick, Mally tells her own story of growing up as the daughter of two Filipino doctors, smuggling blue eyeliner into her Catholic school, breaking into the business with giant platform heels and bleached blonde hair in New York, jetting around the world with mega stars, meeting her soulmate when she was at least expecting it, and gradually building a full, joyous life, running her own business and raising three young girls. Along with her wise and hilarious life lessons, Mally shares the secrets to all her signature looks with easy step by step instructions and gorgeous illustrations. Want to master Beyonce's and JLO's sexy glow or the ultimate smoky eye? Need to look polished but fierce for a big day at work, or fake 8 hours of sleep when you only got 4? As Mally would say, it's all here, my loves, come and get it. And now it is praised for Love, Lashes, and Lipstick, the beauty book you have been waiting for forever, the Huffington Post. Mally Roncal's new book is full of beauty wisdom. If you are a makeup junkie, you'll want to get your hands on it ASAP. Allure. A beauty lover's must read, Style Bistro. The most important thing we learned from Mally, aside from everything you ever wanted to know about false lashes, is how to have fun, how to be a wonderful, beautiful, love filled person, and how to enjoy life. Had this book come along earlier, I might have had a better life and better lashes. Isaac Mizrahi. Mally Roncal's approach to makeup is exemplified by her personality: smart, sexy, fun, and beautiful. I really dig this woman, RuPaul. Mally's gift, aside from creating beautiful makeup, is her incredible generosity of spirit. She shares tools for feeling beautiful inside and out. Mally's family is the center of her universe, and her heart is big enough to enfold each and every friend, client, and customer within that family. Kudos to my dear friend on this amazing book. Within it are the tools for achieving true beauty. Tracy Reese. Mally isn't just a beauty expert, she's a spirited cheerleader for women everywhere. Within the first 20 minutes of reading her new book, I found myself in stitches, then tears, then stitches again. Amy Sinot, executive editor in Style. And now, friends, I will go on a break, and once I come back, I will read little bit from this book.
Would you love exposure for your business, product, or service to over 300 million potential listeners? Send an email to info@talkformedia.com. And now let's hear from some of our sponsors.
Chapter 2: How Jugaad leads to multi-sector success stories in India, including definitions of the Jugaad management principle business model. Of the book, The Modern Mughal Mentality, New Strategies to Succeed in India and the Global Marketplace. Inspiration. True Jugaad is an inspiration on how to create products using technology that meet the price-value equation. According to a Harvard Business Review article featuring expert Prahlad and Mashelkar, most innovation programs are built on the assumptions of affluence and abundance. We see the rich and the young in both the developed and the developing countries demanding environmental friendly products and services. They also believe that affordability and sustainability are crucial to driving successful business today. New technologies and radical business models are important not only to penetrate mass markets in India but in the entire world. By reconfiguring all areas of the business structure, they will pull.
A monstrous infection is spreading worldwide. OMG, is this a simple infection or a deliberate attempt to ruin the human population? Or maybe it's bioterrorism. What is this global infection and who is spreading it? Help us find out. Go to Amazon and search for The Outbreak of a Monstrous Infection. The human race needs your help to make this go viral. Go to Amazon.com and read The Outbreak of a Monstrous Infection to find out what happens next. Go now! The world is depending on you.
And now, back to Dr. Afshan Hashmi's radio show.
Now, friends, I will again request you to buy these two books. And these two books were written by me and they were bestsellers on Amazon. And I financed these shows from the sale of this book. So I really need some books to sell. And also, I just wanted to say that this book, the first one, was a business book. And when this book came, there was lot of study going on Jugaad. So I have conceptualized Jugaad as thinking outside the box, and there is a business model there called Jugaad Management Principle Business Model, and it is very good. And the book is written in case study format in a very conversational story, so you will love it. So please go and buy this book and give me an honest review. The second book, The Outbreak of a Monstrous Infection, is a science fiction and it's a cozy mystery. And when this book came in 2019, there was no trace of coronavirus. And in a very unique mystery and a cozy mystery, I have described how a virus can ruin the human population. And this was also a Amazon bestseller. So please go and buy these two books and give me an honest review. And also, I need sponsorships in order for these shows to continue. So please give me sponsorship and I will give you in a very reasonable way sponsorship. And now I will ask Roxy to play the sponsorship movie second one here. Hello, viewers around the globe. This is Dr. Afshan Hashmi, live for her radio show at K4HD and Talk for TV show. And I just wanted to request you that please give me sponsorship if you want this show to continue. Having said that, friends, I will see you in another episode of K4HD Radio plus Talk for TV show. And if you give me sponsorship, I will give you very reasonable price, and also you will get lot of promotion as this show is syndicated worldwide to more than 300 million listeners. Cheers and bye bye. So, as I said, I will give you sponsorship in a very reasonable rate. And please contact me at Afshan at drafshanhashmi.com. And now we will start reading from this book and see the beautiful cover of this book. And this is a celebrity artist, and that's why I'm reviewing this book, because this is Hollywood TV, Hollywood radio, and Talk for TV. So I am reviewing this book, but first I will read little bit from the book and then my review will come. And the book is called Love, Lashes and Lipstick: My Secrets for a Gorgeous Happy Life by Mally Roncal. And see the beautiful cover. Beautiful photograph. Introduction. The phones are on fire. It's March 5, 2005, and I'm ready. As a long-time QVC watcher and customer, I remember being lured to sleep by the channel on the TV in my bedroom as a child. This day is my dream come true. My makeup line, Mally Beauty, is launching with 1 hour show on a Saturday in a prime time afternoon spot. The host who had been assigned to our show, Jill Boyer, is pregnant and was put on mandatory bed rest yesterday. Her replacement, Patty Raleigh, stayed on the phone with me for 2 hours on Friday night so I could teach her everything about our line and products. When I finally got off the phone with her, I felt confident that she would do a great job. I am excited. Last night, my husband, Phil, our team, and I had a little party in the hotel room. We knew we hadn't sold one single product yet, but I felt strongly about celebrating the fact that we were actually there. I looked at Phil and asked him, "Can you believe how far we have come?" This morning we got up at the butt crack of dawn. There are no words to describe how I feel, somewhere between a pure adrenaline rush, giddy excitement, and diarrhea. I just want to get there and do it. We get to Studio Park, Pennsylvania headquarters for QC promptly at 10 a.m. Phil, my assistant, Teeny, our two makeup artists, and all of our models get to work. The show won't start until 1, but we have hours of prep. Models before shots have to be taken, makeup has to be done, my hair and makeup have to be done. We have to meet with our producers, set dressers have to arrange the products, and everything has to be per voice. Everyone who is important to me is there in the green room. Phil, my dad and stepmom, my cousins, and all our buyers. We have brought dozens of yellow roses, my late mother's favorite flowers, to put on the set. So this was little bit from the introduction, and see the beautiful photograph. So this is chapter 1 now. My Chanel training heels. My mom called me her miracle baby. Doctors had told her she couldn't have a child, but one day she woke up and said to my father, "I am pregnant." He didn't believe her, but here I am, proof that she was right as usual. Mommy was fabulous in every way. She was an OBGYN who had delivered more than 1,000 babies over her career and was the director of the medical surgical unit at the Middletown Psychiatric Center in New York. She wore designer clothes under her white doctor's coat and the highest heel to the office, and she never went without her face on. Beautiful photograph. Just before I turned 1, Mommy was diagnosed with breast cancer. Her doctors gave her 6 months to live. She knew we were not going to have a lot of time together, and I understand now that she vowed not to go anywhere until she was sure I would be okay on my own. Even with this disease hanging over our heads like a dark cloud, she lived as if the sun was shining bright every day, and we made more memories in the too few years we had together than most people do in 100. To say we were close is an understatement. Our bond was indescribable. As far back as I can remember, she did all she could all the time to make sure I would be ready for what life was going to throw at me, even if we did some things just a little early. She wanted me to be prepared for anything. I can still hear her pronouncement. Born in the Philippines, she never quite conquered the V's and F's of English except when she said love. Whenever I left the house, "Always wear your lipstick." "Okay, mommy, but I'm 10 years old." "Whatever, Melissa, that's no excuse." And yes, I always wear lipstick when I go out. Whenever I met a boy that I liked, IP, a boy likes you, he will call you. You won't have to call him. Call me old fashioned, but that's what I believe to this day. And when it's the right time, I will tell my girls the same thing. So now this is a drills in heel just a wee bit early. Beautiful photograph. And this is the day before we were in Middletown, New York. It snuck in a little bit of Elizabeth Arden stash just for the pic. Skin care, how to. One of the most important beauty lessons my mom taught me was how to take care of my skin. Of course, we both spent too many hours baking in the sun, coated in Hawaiian tropic suntan oil SPF 0. Who knew that the beautiful golden tan I had at 16 meant sunspots when I was 40. Here are two simple but effective skincare routines that will work for you regardless of your age or your past bad habits. So these are some scare care routines. Beautiful photograph. Skincare PM. Beautiful photograph again. Now chapter 2. Treat everyone like a superstar. If I had to choose the most important lesson my parents taught me, it was that everyone wants to be heard, deserves to be heard, and should be treated with love and respect. When I was a little girl, I would go to work with them. My dad, a psychiatrist, worked at the same hospital as my mom, and be inspired. I am still inspired not just by their commitment to healing people's minds and bodies, but also by seeing the way that they treated people. Their kindness and dedication to making people feel good about themselves made me love them even more, and I always try to emulate them. Mommy and daddy before I was born. My parents always knew and acknowledged the inner and outer beauty in everyone, and they passed that to me. Perhaps that's why my calling to become a makeup artist and a communicator was so strong. Mommy always found a way to have us dress alike. Beautiful photograph again. Again, a beautiful photograph. Chapter 3. What makes you different makes you beautiful. I was the only Asian girl in my class at Our Lady of Mount Carmel Elementary School. Okay, technically, I'm not Asian. As a Filipino woman, I'm a Pacific Islander by heritage. But my point is that I was the only kid there with tan skin and almond shaped, up slanted brown eyes. It didn't bother me that I didn't look like anybody else, and like every other kid, I got teased occasionally, but nothing really upsetting or threatening ever happened until one day in the third grade. I took the school bus to and from school every day. Middletown was a small but pretty diverse community economically and socially, and the bus served both the public and parochial schools in town. By the time it stopped for me, the front rows were full, and I would walk to the back. On this day, as I made my way down the aisle, two bigger kids stepped in front of me and blocked my way. On vacation, around the time I was getting a book bag slammed on my head on the school bus. Beautiful photograph. And now, friends, I will go on a break, and when I will be back, I will give my review, and then start reading from the book as the time permits.
Would you love exposure for your business, product, or service to over 300 million potential listeners? Send an email to info@talkformedia.com. And now let's hear from some of our sponsors.
Chapter 2. How Jugaad leads to multi-sector success stories in India, including definitions of the Jugaad management principle business model. Of the book The Modern Mughal Mentality, New Strategies to Succeed in India and the Global Marketplace. Inspiration. True Jugaad is an inspiration on how to create products using technology that meet the price-value equation. According to a Harvard Business Review article featuring expert Prahlad and Mashelkar, most innovation programs are built on the assumptions of affluence and abundance. We see the rich and the young in both the developed and the developing countries demanding environmental friendly products and services. They also believe that affordability and sustainability are crucial to driving successful business today. New technologies and radical business models are important not only to penetrate mass markets in India but in the entire world. By reconfiguring all areas of the business structure, they will pull.
monstrous infection is spreading worldwide. OMG, is this a simple infection or a deliberate attempt to ruin the human population? Or maybe it's bioterrorism. What is this global infection and who is spreading it? Help us find out. Go to Amazon and search for The Outbreak of a Monstrous Infection. The human race needs your help to make this go viral. Go to Amazon.com and read The Outbreak of a Monstrous Infection to find out what happens next. Go now! The world is depending on you.
And now, back to Dr.Afshan Hashmi's radio show.
So now here I go with my review, and this is what my review of this book is. I did not know Mally till I saw her on TV promoting this book. I like fashion and makeup, and that is why I was attracted to this book. The title of the book is very captivating, and it caught my attention as soon as I saw this on TV. It was a good introduction to Mally for those who are unfamiliar with her. Very basic makeup tips, great for beginners. I truly loved this book. I feel like I can relate to Mally even more. The makeup tips were amazing, as Mally would say, and the personal stories were everything. Sometimes I laughed and sometimes I almost cried. Mally is truly an inspiration. I give this book 5 out of 5 stars. So this was my review of this book, and I have reviewed thousands of books, and whichever book I like, I bring it to this show to make it so that my viewers can listen to that. And this was not a sponsored review, and I also do sponsored book reviews and makeup reviews. So if you know want your book to be reviewed, or if your makeup to be reviewed on this show, I have 2 other shows, one on W4WN radio and Talk 4 TV, and then one my private StreamYard. So basically I have 3 shows, so you can send me your makeup products, or if you want to review, or send me your books for review, and you can contact me regarding it at Afshan@drafshanhashmi.com. And whether it is a sponsored or not a sponsored review, I will always give my true feeling and true review what my true feelings are. And so it doesn't matter whether it is a sponsored or not a sponsored. Having said that, friends, do send me some books to review, some makeups and cosmetic products to review, and I will do a great job on it, because I have reviewed thousands of books and thousands of makeup products. Having said that, friends, now I will go on a break and will come back.
Would you love exposure for your business, product, or service to over 300 million potential listeners? Send an email to info@talk4media.com. And now let's hear from some of our sponsors.
Chapter 2: How Jugaad leads to multi-sector success stories in India, including definitions of the Jugaad management principle business model. Of the book, The Modern Mughal Mentality, New Strategies to Succeed in India and the Global Marketplace. Inspiration. True Jugaad is an inspiration on how to create products using technology that meet the price-value equation. According to a Harvard Business Review article featuring expert Prahlad and Mashelkar, most innovation programs are built on the assumptions of affluence and abundance. We see the rich and the young in both the developed and the developing countries demanding environmental friendly products and services. They also believe that affordability and sustainability are crucial to driving successful business today. New technologies and radical business models are important not only to penetrate mass markets in India but in the entire world. By reconfiguring all areas of the business structure, they will pull.
monstrous infection is spreading worldwide. OMG, is this a simple infection or a deliberate attempt to ruin the human population? Or maybe it's bioterrorism. What is this global infection and who is spreading it? Help us find out. Go to Amazon and search for The Outbreak of a Monstrous Infection. The human race needs your help to make this go viral. Go to Amazon.com and read The Outbreak of a Monstrous Infection to find out what happens next. Go now! The world is depending on you.
And now, back to Dr. Afshan Hashmi's radio show.
Before proceeding further, I just wanted to remind you that these are my two books. Please go and buy these two books, and these two books were Amazon bestsellers because I finance these shows from the sale of this book. So I'm pushing some great sales for this book, and this show is syndicated worldwide to 300 million listeners. So if you give me sponsorship, I will give you a very reasonable rate. And so give me sponsorship for this show on K4HD Radio and Talk 4 TV, as well as on W4WN Radio and Talk 4 TV, as well as my private StreamYard. And all these three shows are syndicated worldwide to 300 million listeners. So just imagine how your product will be promoted in a grand way. And you can contact me at Afshan at drafshanhashmi.com. And now I will be reading from the book I have reviewed, and here is the chapter 4, and it says, have it your way. My parents instilled in me the desire not just to work but to excel at whatever I did. I was 14 years old when I marched into our local Burger King at the Orange Plaza Mall and talked my way into a job. Well, I was actually 13, but I really wanted that job and told the manager I was 14. I must have been convincing because I was hired on the spot to be the fry girl. I have always believed that in order to do the best you can at your job, you have to feel good and look good. When they handed me my uniform, I immediately took it to our tailor Armando to give it a couture fit. When I gave him the rust color polyester top and pants and told him what I wanted, he said, "Are you kidding me?" I was absolutely not kidding. I had a Armando take in the top so it was fitted and had a little peplum flare, and I asked him to taper the pant so they fit like skinny jeans. Think audio happened. I custom blended a bunch of lipsticks in a pill box until I had a shade that matched the uniform exactly. I called it BK Brick and wore it only when I worked. I even glued gold and copper rhinestones to my visor. It didn't matter that I was in the back working the fryer. I was going to make the best French fries anyone ever had at this Burger King, or at any Burger King for that matter. Just enough time in the fryer, piping hot, perfectly crispy, and just the right amount of salt. Not content just to make the best French fries ever, I went on to perfect the milkshake. Beautiful photographs. Stay patient and trust your journey. Chapter 5. Live without regrets. It was just a regular day. I was a senior in high school and had just gotten home from school. Mommy was in bed and Daddy was already there sitting next to her. She hadn't been feeling well that day and was having trouble breathing. Maybe we should call an ambulance, he said. Okay, yes, she whispered between gaps. I stood by, leaning into the doorway. This was something that had happened before. I got myself ready for what I knew was about to come. Whenever mommy had to go to the hospital, I did the same things to make sure she was happy and comfortable. It was my job to pack her nightgown. She did not feel fashionable in a hospital gown. Her electric blanket, she was always cold. everything else that I have inherited from her, and most important, her makeup. The medical team would be rolling her out our front door on a stretcher, and I would see her perfectly manicured hand with its red nails sparkling with rings and diamond bracelets waving at me while she yelled mealy, saw pack my makeup. Mommy felt very strongly about having her face on, especially when she was sick. She didn't matter if she was sick in bed at home or in the hospital. Maybe it was her armor, something she could control when so much else was out of her control. But I do know that she did it for others, even when she was sickest. She wanted to make other people feel comfortable. She knew that if they came to see her and she looked sick, they would feel sorry for her and feel bad themselves. She wanted them to feel good, so she put on her pretty face to make them smile and maybe to give them and her to hope. Mommy doing a little catalog shopping, she always had her face on. Beautiful picture. My senior prom without mommy, it was daddy and me against the world. Chapter 6. If it doesn't work, let it go. When I was in college, I was obsessed with all things fierce. My friend and I had a weekend club ritual that always started at the Roxy on the 18th Street. We only went to the gay clubs. Beautiful photograph. So, how did you like my review? I would like to hear from my viewers, and if you want your books to be reviewed, I'm saying this to people, to the authors, then do write to me at Afshan at drafshanhashmi.com. And also, if you want to come for an interview on my show, then please do write to me at Afshan at drafshanhashmi.com. And I do cosmetic and makeup reviews. So, all those cosmetic and makeup companies seeing this broadcast, do contact me at Afshan at drafshanhashmi.com. And I have done thousands of reviews, and also please go and buy these two books and give me an honest review. And through the sale of these books, I finance these shows, because it is very very expensive to make these kind of shows. So, and these shows is syndicated worldwide to 300 million listeners. Having said that, friends, I will see you next Wednesday on my W4WN radio and Talk 4 TV show at 7 p.m. US Eastern Time, and on Thursday again at 6 p.m. US Eastern Time with this K4HD Radio and Talk 4 TV. Cheers and bye bye.
You've been listening to Meet and Greet with Dr. Afshan Hashmi on K4HD Radio and Talk4 TV. Tune in live right here every Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Would you love exposure to your business, product, or service to over 300 million potential listeners? Send an email to info@talk4media.com. And remember, if you miss any part of this show or want to hear it again, find our featured show on iHeartRadio or YouTube, where all past episodes are available on demand 24/7. See you next Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on K4HD and Talk4 TV.